So today I published my book, The Everyday Stoic: Simple Rules for a Good Life, which is a huge achievement for me. It's a huge achievement for anyone, and I thought today would be the perfect day to stop procrastinating and talk about something that I've been putting off for my whole life, something I've been wanting to do. I've been procrastinating on it, and I think it's so sad. I think it's a tragedy that people, their lives are ruined and they never do the thing that they want to do because of procrastination. And I'm not talking about writing a book, going skydiving, going to the Bahamas, doing these great noble things, these great amazing things, these achievements, these successes. I mean, throughout our lives we always have that feeling, that thing we want to do. It's like a voice just whispering in our head every so often. We often hear it when we're at our lowest, when we're sad and we're reflecting, when something goes wrong, or when we get that dream that we want, and when we get it, we realise it wasn't what we needed, and we procrastinate on the things that truly matter. And that thing, you keep hearing that calling every so often. And for so long, I had this desire to actually be honest, be truthful, and actually speak from the heart, and try and help people in that way. And in my life I've done so much to mask that. I've set up a company, a huge company, millions of followers, successful media company that has helped people. That's the whole point of it, to inspire change. I've wrote a book, I've done so many things, but I never did the one thing I actually wanted to do, which was to speak honestly to people, to try and touch in the core and have a real impact on that way. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm stopping that right now. I'm actually doing the thing I want to do because I think it's about time. And I just think it's sad that people go through it their whole lives doing anything but that. And the thing is we procrastinate on the things that are most important to us, because when we give so much value to something, it becomes scary. And that happens when people want to start up a business, people want to go on a big exciting trip, people want to do all these great things. They want to start recording videos like what I'm doing. They want to do these things, and you put such an importance on it of what this means if you do it, the success, the money, the fame, whatever comes with it. And because there's so much attached to it, it becomes a scary task. And the bigger and scarier it is, the more it can impact your life, the more resistance there is. And when it comes to something that at your core you need to do, like me speaking my truth on video, for you it might be cooking for people, making meals. That's something I've always wanted to do, make meals for people that need the meals. And when it's right at your core, your mind, your body, your thoughts, they'll do anything to avoid actually doing that. You put up every barrier, you procrastinate on it your whole life, and you never do it. And the saddest thought is people never ever doing this. And that's why I'm wanting to do it. And it's not in the exact sense of how I want to do it. I'd like to do it with people, connecting one to one. But it's about those small steps in the right direction. So like I said, if you're wanting to cook meals for loads of people, feeding the homeless, you can start right now. It doesn't have to be a big scary thing. You can start right now, just cooking a meal for a friend. So procrastination, I don't think procrastination is actually the enemy. Procrastination is not even the worst thing. example, Frank Lloyd Wright. He's an architect, and he's tasked. He's a famous architect, one of the most famous. He's tasked with making the plans and drawing up these plans for a big contract. And he's got months to do it, and he just procrastinates. And on the day, the customer rings him up and says, "We're on our way to see those plans." And he's like, "Oh crap!" Hangs down the phone, and he makes his plans, and the customer gets it, and it's groundbreaking what he made, which is Falling Water, which has been described as a crowning achievement of organic architect, I believe. I'm not an expert in architecture, but the point is that he procrastinated for months and achieved something that no architect will ever achieve in their life. So procrastination clearly isn't the actual enemy. Me, myself, I've been video editing since I was like 16. I've done tens of thousands of hours, and back in the day I'd make videos, no procrastinating, head down. We was doing 100+ hour work weeks every week, just focusing on video editing, and would have Google timers set that if I ever went off the video editing software, I had to pause it, and we had to do at least 10 hours solid video editing a day, which is difficult. You don't realise how much you can procrastinate and go off the app. And then I took a break from video editing because I was writing this book, and I was teaching Stoicism, and I was starting a podcast. And then I got tasked with editing a video for Master Shahengyi of the Shaolin Temple Europe. It was a special video because it was for his birthday. It was a big turning point in his life, and he wanted me to make this video. So I had 2 weeks to do it. Back in the day, no procrastination, would have got straight to it, hammered it, been stressed, produced something maybe quite good, maybe okay. But I procrastinated on it. I decided to just listen to music, relax, just not really be too bothered with it. And then in one day, I basically got the whole plan out, and then procrastinate a little bit more. Then another day, I wrote the narration, got it pretty nailed down. And the next day, I gave it to the team to give feedback, then procrastinated a bit more, did some other stuff, and then finished it off in like 4 days work, which normally would have took me the full 2 weeks solid editing. So the thing with procrastination, to get over procrastination, the reason we procrastinate is because the resistance outweighs the desire, the energy, and the motivation to do that task. So what you can do is you can raise your motivation, just watch motivational videos, get psyched up, this kind of thing. You can create the desire, think about how much you want this thing, how much it will change your life, how incredible having this thing will be. The desire can pull you through, when motivation pushes you, desire pulls you, and then you can obviously shift your energy by getting excited, getting pumped up, getting in a good mood, and you can get a small win under your belt. Get a small win, it creates energy to do more. But the easiest way to get over procrastination, obviously the resistance is right up here, is to lower the resistance. So the example I give, and it's something me and my brothers used to do, is we wanted to run a marathon at night. It was like 2 in the morning, we just finished editing, and we would say, normally we would say, oh, let's go run a marathon, but there's a lot of resistance. You've been sat down cramped all day, you're tired, you want to go to sleep. A marathon's a huge effort. But what we would do is say, let's just go outside and go for a walk. So you can even lower the resistance. So just put on your running shoes, and then you're like, okay, got my running shoes on, maybe I'll step outside. It's not much resistance to step outside. And then go, let's go for a little walk. That's what we would do. A minute walk just to the top of the road. And then once you're walking, you're like, okay, I can jog. Once you're jogging, you're like, okay, I can do a mile. And once you've broke through that resistance, you can just keep going. So lowering the resistance is the greatest way. And then of course, this is why it's easy to not procrastinate, is lower the resistance and remove distractions. The biggest distraction is the phone. Everyone knows this, everyone falls for the trap, so just remove the phone. When I was writing this, people spend a whole day writing, but they got the phone now, they'll write for a few minutes, get the phone out. I just removed the phone for a few hours and just did it, and then I'd procrastinate a bit by, not procrastinate, but I'd go for a walk, listen to music and just think about it. And rather than doing half-assed work where you do a little bit, stress yourself out, go on your phone, just remove the distraction, lower the resistance, and that's, procrastination's gone. It's so easy. And then if you can raise your desire, your energy and your motivation along with it, you've got the blueprint to getting over procrastination there. But procrastination is not the real enemy, because I wasn't procrastinating. I wrote this book, didn't procrastinate on this book. I was running the business, didn't procrastinate on that. Starting a podcast, didn't procrastinate on that. Video editing, all these things, didn't procrastinate on any of it. Going to the gym, doing my runs. But I wasn't doing the one thing I actually wanted to do, which is doing what I'm doing right now, because I wasn't assessing what's actually important to me and truly evaluating what is important to me. And this is what you need, is having the courage to actually do that thing. It takes courage to live your truth, to act upon what your soul desires, because, well, one, if it went wrong, then your soul's attached to that. If it goes wrong, you might feel like it'll rip your soul apart, which isn't true, because I'm doing it now and it could be going wrong. This video could be the biggest flop, but right now it feels good. In a sense, I feel like I'm letting my soul free. The whisper inside that we all have inside us. I know everyone has it, because I hear people say, when people at the low say that, I just want to help people, I just want to do this, I just want to start writing poetry and expressing myself, I just want to be a better person, these kind of things. They say it at their lowest, and people, you probably think this every few nights, or when you're on your own, when you're allowed to actually listen. It reminds me of the poem Bluebird. There's this bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. I drown him out with cigarette smoke and whiskey. I can't recite the whole poem, but the point is, there's this bluebird in his heart, and he wants to sing, he wants to glow, but we'll never show that side to the world, because a bluebird is fragile, and if you let it out of its cage, there's the risk of it being crushed. But it's not a lived life inside that cage, and that's the same as this little voice inside you. It's trapped inside, and people will do anything to suppress that voice. They will do great things, do great noble deeds and quests and adventures, but they will still never let that bluebird free. They'll never let that voice shout. That's what it feels like. You're letting something out that's the true you. So I want to do more of these talks because it feels good. And I didn't normally, with these videos, I plan around Stoicism. I have a structure that I go by, and I do enjoy that, and I know Stoicism can help people. That's literally why I wrote this book, because in 10 years Stoicism changed my life, and it's got me to this point. So that's why I wrote this book, because I know it can help other people. But now I've got to a point where I want to share my truth, not just Stoicism, because I believe that this can touch people. We all have the truth inside us. We all have our unique self, our authentic life, our authentic experience that only we've had. But if we can share that and articulate it correctly to the world, I believe it can have a huge impact. This can be done through art, through singing, through character, through generosity, through kindness, all these things. So hopefully you can make a step towards listening to that voice. And if anyone's struggling with procrastination, just follow what I was saying. Is the easiest thing, is remove distraction, lower resistance, increase energy, increase desire, increase motivation, and you won't procrastinate. But like I said, procrastination isn't the enemy here. You're the enemy. You're trapping this thing inside you, the bluebird that wants to get out, and you're not letting it fly. You're not letting it sing to the world, and you're holding it back, this great gift. And the sad thing is, I think most people die with their bluebird trapped inside that cage, and that's sad. So hopefully, if a few people listening will just give an attempt to let it fly around the room a few times, see what happens, and realise it's not that scary. Think what's scarier is a life unlived, getting on your deathbed and realising you never let it out, and you never listened to that inner voice of yours that wanted to be free. Anyway, today is the publication day of my book, which is a great day. And this talk I had now is not in this book. This book is full of my life lessons, stories, Stoic practices, principles from the Ancient Stoics, and from myself, some that I've developed along my life. So, if you want more videos like this, it doesn't matter because I'm going to make more because I want to. But if they do really bad on YouTube, then I just won't share them there. I'll share them somewhere else. Because, you know, it is what it is. But if you have bought this book and you find it useful, which I'm sure most of you will, I'm sure all of you will, there's lessons for everyone in there, actual practical exercise you can do, practical steps to go from where I was when I was younger, being shy, anxious, scared, felt like the world was against me, to being someone that's confident, not scared, not anxious, and feeling like the world is in my favour, because I suppose the world's just random and you can take it in your favour or against you, it doesn't really matter. But the way you perceive it is what matters. Anyway, but if it helps you, then please leave a review, because that would be awesome. And let me know what you think, leave a comment. But hopefully, my truth I spoke today helps someone. I'm trying to drink the bottom of this tea, it's turmeric tea, so I thought it'd be healthy for the video. And I didn't want like caffeine at night. I'm not sure if there's caffeine in it, but the tea bag's getting in the way. And with that, good night.